Welcome back everyone, Mariah Monetize here. In today's video, we got a few things to go over. We're gonna talk a little bit about a Celsius update. I'm gonna give you a major warning when it comes to Gemini and something really unfortunate that just happened to actually one of my friends where they lost at least 14 Bitcoin, but it might've been 20, okay? So this was a insane situation that happened, and I'm gonna be helping you take some steps to hopefully secure your coin so this same situation does not happen to you. And then also going to be going over the price of Bitcoin. So, before I get started on this video, one thing that I learned and saw in a TED Talk that I watched yesterday was we spend so much time thinking about what we should be doing, but just don't be afraid to do something badly. And I was like, you know what? I could seriously not want to do this video because my hair is frizzy. I didn't get to blow dry it. I don't have any makeup on. But I'm like, you know what? That is okay. And I'm exhausted. I'm going to do this video, whether it's good or it's bad. I'm just going to put it out there instead of contemplating all day whether I'm actually going to do it or not. So let's go and start with Celsius. I told you in my last video that Celsius put out a claim form, and I was waiting for guidance back on how I should fill out the form. Celsius, after putting out the original form, has now come back and said that basically they're going to update the form at a later date to ensure a smoother claims filing process. So if you already submitted the form, that's okay, but a new form is going to come out, and they're going to include guidance on how to fill out this exact form. So that's going to be good. So if you haven't filled out the form yet, not a problem. Don't worry about it. The second thing I want to show you is this. You can fill out this form here. It's basically like writing a letter to the judge and informing them of you can include why you felt like Celsius was a fraud, how you felt scammed, why you think that the CEO completely lied to us over and over and over and over again. That's exactly what he did. There's proof of it all over the internet. So you can basically include, hey, if you lost your life savings, express, your current hardship that you have. So this right here is the form, and then you're gonna go ahead and put the case number of the whole Celsius situation. And I mean, think about it. The judge probably has no idea before all this what the heck Celsius really is. So the more of us that can report and share our story, the better. So they kind of fully understand what exactly is going on here after we saw Celsius in their first day of court, just blaming everyone but themselves when that clearly was not the case. Celsius did things such as raise money that they said was money to be used as insurance, and they leveraged that money. So there was a lot of very shady things that Celsius has done since the beginning of time that I believe they need to be held accountable for. Okay, and a very unfortunate situation just happened with one of my friends. They had over 14 Bitcoin completely wiped out of their Gemini account. So these things happen really quickly, and it's oftentimes hard to pinpoint exactly what's going on in the situation. So from what I've gathered, this is what it sounds like. My friend went to go log in on Gemini to take his coins off. Actually, my friends were in the process of moving all of their funds over to a Trezor wallet. If you want to get a Ledger Nano, which is another form of a hardware wallet, I have a link down below for one of those. So what basically happened was they logged into their account, and then a pop-up came up that basically asked them to verify their email. So it asked for their email address as well as their password. I am sure this was, I don't know exactly how this pop-up appeared. They may have, there's a possibility, but I don't think so. They accidentally went to Gemini.com, but maybe a misspelled version. But anyways, they were not putting their email and password into actually Gmail or Gemini. It was another sort of a scam, basically. So they compromised their email, they compromised their Gmail account, and they were able to withdraw a significant amount of crypto. So a few things that you need to do to confirm. Always look at the URLs of where you're putting in your information, where you're putting in your login credentials. Make sure everything is spelled correctly, and always press bookmarks. Be careful when it comes to these pop-up windows that are asking for additional information that are outside of the original window, okay? Also, make sure that you have two-factor authentication not just on your exchanges, but also on your email addresses. And it should not be the two-factor authentication that comes in as a text message. You should have the Google Authenticator app or the Authy app. Okay, so those are some just basic things. There's a lot more things you could do in security, but these are just some really important things that I want to make you aware of immediately so that this same situation does not happen to you. It's like to dodge the Luna situation and then to dodge all of the yield platforms, and then for something like that to happen, it's extremely, extremely unfortunate. So that is a situation there. I actually got an email to say that the yield app is increasing their yield. I didn't even open it to see exactly how much, but what I can tell you is this. I, till this day, will not have any of my funds on any of these lending platforms. And if you still have your funds on any of the lending platforms, I highly encourage you to take them off. This is what's really interesting. When I was sharing with you guys potential information about Nexo and how it might be fraudulent, there might be some fraudulent activity happening, they actually put a copyright on my videos. So they're coming after people that are speaking negatively of them. Okay, so really quickly, the price of Bitcoin. Bitcoin sitting at $23,158. I still have not bought back in. This right here is a weekly chart, a long ways away from this green moving average crossing over the red, but this green 2, trading above the green 1, is pretty big. This right here is a daily chart, which has managed to get over this moving average. And I'm really curious to see what will happen in the coming days if we see a bit of a pullback here. There might be a good buying opportunity on this particular pullback. So obviously some positive momentum and Bitcoin making a higher high on the daily chart. So this is a 12-hour chart here on Bitcoin pulling back a little bit after having quite a bit of steam on the way up. This is a 4-hour chart here on a Bitcoin. A bit of a pullback. We'll see if it can make a higher high. This is a 1-hour chart here, which has pulled back a little bit, and we got back down here to 22,344 approximately. And it looks like Bitcoin is continuing in the upward direction, making a higher high on the daily chart. Let's go and take a look here at the 15-minute chart on Bitcoin, also making a higher high, looking very healthy. So yeah, we're getting a little bit of a uptick here on Bitcoin. It looks like Ethereum is kind of leading the way today, especially from a percentage perspective. Most things are up across the board today. Some things as high as 20%, some things as little as 1%. So that's pretty much what I'm seeing here. We might see some more continuation to the upside, but in my opinion, the bottom is not in, and it will not come in probably until sometime in the fall or early 2023. I could be completely wrong, but that's just my personal opinion. So that is all that I have for you today. Like I said, if you want to secure your coins, get them off of exchanges, I have a Ledger Nano S link down below. So all I have for you today is always go out there and create a portfolio that you love.